to build a business, right? Not saying that you're not trying to build a business as well. Maybe you are, maybe you're not. But if they're financing 80% of the bills and that is taken away from their capital that they would use to invest into them business and things, don't you think that's unfair to them? Because basically you kind of slow them down.
My grandmother would have said, don't take up where you can manage. Me say, nothing heavy.
Yeah. Let's say if I can't manage it, I'm with you.
Pick a struggle. That's it.
Pick a struggle.
Let Arden answer the question. All right, go into it.
Pick the princess that you can afford. That's just it. Yes.
Yeah.
Pick the princess you can afford.
Common sense make it make sense. Welcome to another episode, and I tell you, we have a steamy one for you tonight. It's a discussion that you don't want to miss. We'll be talking about success, love, freedom, focus. These are some keywords that you'll be here popping up in our conversation tonight. One question keeps coming up. Is it easier to be successful when you are single or when you are in a relationship? That's the big debate tonight. Well, it's more like a reason. We are reason as big people. Cutting edge questions, we're going into it. Bear in mind that being single gives you the tunnel vision, no distraction, no compromises, just pure grind. And that some people love that. They strive on that. On the other hand, some argue about relationship is like a cheat code. You know what I mean? You have someone that give you the emotional support, the accountability, and the stability when times get hard. Common sense make sense. Happy that you'll be able to join us and you don't want to miss this conversation that we are going into. Ardena Grant, she was with us on our previous episode, and trust me, it was great. So we had to ask her back again. Ardena Grant, how are you doing? Welcome again.
Fine. I'm doing fine. Hi.
I tell you, it's always a pleasure to have you. Jackson, how are you looking over there, man?
Over here.
I
see.
There.
That's
I
how
don't want to
looking.
tell you to disclose the location, man. How are you looking over there?
Well, I think we're in Jamaica sharing the same weather right now. Because down there cool, me here, so down there cool.
Ja. Q in the house. You know what I mean? Q, how you doing?
Where I give thanks.
Indeed. So we have this big question that is a topic that we consider a very fiery one. Something that we want to go into, the could reason about it and really talk about it. I'm sure everybody have their different point of views, the different questions, and I'll be the host leading you into it. We are asking uncomfortable question. Does love slow you down or does it sharpen you? Is success better when you build alone or shared? And are we chasing goals or running from something? So let's get into it. Is it easier to be successful when you're single or in a relationship? Yes or no, Jackson? What's your view on that? Yes or no?
Well, it's not a yes or no question, but is it? I think it is easier in a relationship.
It's easier in a relationship.
Yeah.
Ardena?
I think it's easier in a relationship also, but it depends on the
There's
type
no
of
but.
relationship you're
There's
in.
no but. You pick a
There's
side.
no-
Stick to your side.
It
Push the
is
one you told.
easier in a relationship.
Okay. Q?
It's not easier.
It's not easier. All right, good. So now that we get that out of the way, we see where the level field is. For me, I think it's easier. I think it's easier when you do have somebody in your life where you can work along with them. But that's my opinion, and we are all entitled to our opinion. I'm sure a lot of persons in the audience right now comment, leave your opinion, because I'm sure some of you, what Q said, you agree with it, vice versa. All right. So let's talk about Jackson, as relates to the fact that you believe that being in a relationship, is set the standard towards greatness. Jackson, when it comes to being in a relationship, how does having a partner increase your ability to succeed? Tell us what
Yeah.
what your views on that.
So what me I say still with a partner, let's say you live in a one bedroom house, right? And
Mm.
you have let's say you have rent. You have rent for pay, you have light, water, all them something there. No, if it's a one bedroom house and are you one have to pay all of them bill there. So when it come on to saving and all of that, right? So it's gonna be much more difficult for you to save any money at all because you have to make sure say are you alone to pay the bill them, right? So you have to make sure say all of them bills are paid. Now if it's two of you, then the bills them kind of split 50-50, you know? This week, maybe, you in charge of the grocery and she in charge of the light bill and the phone bill and you in charge of the water and the rent or whatever, but it's gonna be split, right? So we feel like, if you're trying to save towards a goal or you're trying to make some sort of financial progress, then definitely um it's gonna be better with a partner. But you have to get the right one. And not just any
I
partner,
No,
like you
no,
right?
jump in
Jackson,
that
no,
keyword.
Jackson, we're not talking about the butt. We're not talking about the butt, You stick to what you said. It is better.
Yeah,
No but
man.
me not.
And you have to get the right one then. So me not say but, me I say and make sure say right partner again.
Yeah,
And then
Because
again,
but if you have a
should
partner, anybody who have a
hold on,
partner,
Q man. We so get you, Q.
no,
Hold
I make
on,
my
what
Q say myself, man.
anybody who have a partner, I got things that them partner is the right person.
No.
Hold
Me
on.
don't know about
Jackson,
that.
you think your partner is the wrong person?
Obviously, I'm the right person, but I'm,
Wait,
I'm
you think your
saying
partner is the wrong person?
I do believe that my partner is the right person. But
All right.
again, I
oh, me
thought you
think you
said
didn't
don't
go
want to
answer,
get
you know.
personal. No, no, we're getting personal enough. So let's get into it. Ardena, same question that I asked Jackson.
The emotional support. I also agree with Jackson when he said the financial aid. I just don't agree with the 50-50 part of it. But I- yeah.
Sorry, go
but
ahead.
but financial aid, I do agree with that part. When you speak about motivation, when you speak about having somebody that you have to provide for, when you speak about your goals, I think when you have the right partner by your side, it will motivate you to be a better version of yourself, right?
Right.
So
Okay.
that's just my take.
So I'm
Stick.
gonna
Wait up, me
go
gonna
back
stick
to
up. Hold on,
the
wait
conversation
up.
that you made.
Wait up. Me can say
Just a
something.
minute, Q.
No, me just say
Just a
something.
minute. I'm the
Me
one
just say
hosting.
something to what
Just
you say.
allow
Me
me to
just say
talk to
something.
her.
Just give me 1 minute. 1 minute.
No, man, you've been
More
saying
people
things.
to
Allow
stop
me to
talk about
talk. I
the
need to
right
ask
person because
question
there's no
and
such
speak with
thing.
my guest. Just a moment, man.
All right.
You're a little bit too anxious. We'll get there. Just hold on.
No, man. Stop saying the
So
right
Ardena,
person.
you mentioned a statement when you said 50-50. Or you don't believe in 50-50.
If I'm in a relationship and my partner doesn't have anything to put financially, I don't have a problem putting 100 and he puts 0. Right? If he has 10%, I don't have a problem putting 90%. But when it's expected of me to go 50-50, when that's the final agreement or that's the decision, that the conclusion that we have come to, that partner is not for me. No, I can chip in and I can help, right? But I think it's 100 for each of us. I don't think we should go 50-50. That's
You
just
can
it.
ask a follow-up question.
Yeah, you
Suppose
can.
suppose both of you earn the same amount.
Yeah, my man is the provider.
We like you.
No, I think I understand what Ardena said. We're going to go to Q shortly. Well, I think what Ardena is saying from her point, she don't want it to be a case where you're telling her what to do. If love and emotions are involved, you all
Yeah.
should just put together and take care of things. But if you're going in a relationship saying, listen, 50-50, it's more like we help each other pay the bills than really in a commitment. Am I getting it right, Arden?
Yes, that's true.
Okay. Q, you're eager to say something. I know I don't even want to ask you a question because you already said you want to say something, and then I'll ask the question. Go ahead.
Listen, when we're talking about relationship, we never said the perfect relationship. So we're talking about partner, right? We're not talking about the perfect partner. We're talking about partner. Because
I don't think it's a perfect
me
relationship.
personally,
But
it's a
don't put
perfect.
words in my mouth. I didn't say don't do that.
She did not a perfect relationship. She
Didn't
talked
say it's
about
a
her red
perfect.
flags and what she agreed on and what she should feel comfortable with.
Yeah, I'm
Come
just
on,
saying
we're
I
not
don't
going
want
to
it.
bully the female here. We're going to let her
Hold
speak and
on.
we're not going to tell her
Hold
what.
on,
Kind of bully
right?
at top, boy.
Let me expound on my point.
Okay.
I
Alright.
mean that I don't want it to be set in stone that we're going to go 50-50. If this month
Okay.
my man is broke and he cannot pay the bills, I don't have a problem paying the bills. If we're out on a date, I don't have a problem paying our bill, right? I just don't want it to be an obligation of mine as a woman because I'm a princess. He's the provider, right? I'll chip in now and then. But when it comes on to 50-50, I don't play that game. That's just it.
And that's her point. I would have a bully over her point. Let's get into it, guys. I tell you, let me remind you, I did warn you guys that it's going to get very heated. All right, so let's go into the question that I have for Q. Q believes that being single can make you remain more focused. So Q, the man who said he likes to be single and single make him focus. Let's talk to you, right? Now, the fact that you choose the fact being single, we're gonna ask you a straight up question. I don't know why you beat all the bushes. That's why you be straightforward to the question. What does being single means to you, and how does it contribute towards your success?
So, you see, when it comes on to business and relationship, is a tricky thing, right? Sometimes you have to take some serious risk where your partner might disagree. And you just have to make the move there. As a single person, sometimes you can't make the move there without asking anybody.
So it seems like when you state about making a move without asking anybody, allow me to talk. We have a conversation. You said something. Allow me to talk.
No, hold on. Let me
You didn't finish?
Let me put some
You didn't
clarity
finish?
on it. Let me put some clarity on it. So,
Okay.
I'm not talk about me directly. I just said in general, a single man versus a married man. The single man can just get up and make a decision and not have to worry about anything, worry about anybody's feelings or anybody emotions or anything like that.
So why are you running from personal? You asked me a personal question if I think my wife is the right one. You asked Jax the same thing. I know when the camera is pointing on you, you want to speak general. Let's continue the conversation how you started steering the conversation. All right? No, you're saying that the main problem that you have is when you want to do something, you're not able to do it because at times communication will be an issue. Is that what you're saying?
I did not say that.
What are you saying?
I'm saying when you're single, you're allowed to take bigger risk.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying.
You said something else. Finish what you said.
No, but
you didn't say
in
that.
a nutshell, that's what I'm saying.
So what you said just now, at times you will make decision, and when you're making that decision, your partner probably won't be agreed upon it, and you have to take risk.
No,
That's what you're saying, right?
You asked me a question, and I put clarity on the question where you asked me. I'm saying, as a single man, sometimes you can make decisions that is very risky, and you don't have to communicate with anybody. You deal with the consequences, then where come from it.
Yeah.
That's the word I'm looking for. Communication. That's a very key, important word in this. Now, when it comes to any relationship, communication is vital. And learning to communicate effectively will build a team, and a team is a relationship. But let's go a little deeper into it. And this time I'm going to start with Ardena. Ardena, when it comes to relationships, and you talk about emotional aspect of support, do emotional support and accountability matters to you more than freedom?
Freedom is a broad word. When you say freedom, what do you mean? Because it can be emotional freedom, financial freedom. sexual
So the
freedom.
key thing that we're talking about is a relationship. Would you agree being in a relationship help you towards success? So we are talking about freedom means single. You're free to do anything you want to do. As Q mentioned, you have nobody, you're taking risks, you take risks by yourself.
For me, I think when you have a partner, they can guide or they can steer you in the direction that not that they seem fit, but that they think will have the most positive outcome. So if I am going to do something that is not going to be beneficial to me, or my partner doesn't think that it's positive, then I think you having a partner will steer you towards your freedom of choice. So for
Well,
me,
mhm.
I think when you're in a relationship, you don't need that much freedom either, because for somebody like me, sometimes you need advice on which route to take. If you're too free, then it's free for all, to be honest. You need somebody to guide you.
So guidance come in many different ways, some would argue. If I should be the devil advocate in this. You can get guidance from a friend,
Mm-hmm.
a mentor. Yeah. So the emotional support, what does it do for you in a relationship?
It does a lot for me because I don't like nonchalant men.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it does a lot for me.
So it matters to you.
Yes, it
Forget it.
does.
Okay, good, good. Jackson, you
Mm.
want to tap into that question, or we approach something different? You have anything to say on that question?
And the emotional support part.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's definitely good. You know, some, all for people are mad out there still, it's me, so yeah, for not that, yeah, it's a serious thing, but I think, and sometimes it's actually caused by the partner. So let's put that out there as well. But having someone to rely on when you need them is very critical to life on a whole. So if you don't have a partner still, maybe you can rely on your mother, or your auntie, or your cousin them, or your brother them, you know. But as relates
Mm-hmm.
to relationship, you know, that part of it, because I know everything your brother can do for you.
Exactly.
I understand something, yeah, some things definitely. And I did hear you say freedom a while ago. I not to agree the freedom part still. Because since I've been in a relationship, I feel freer than when I wasn't in a relationship. And here's why I say that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you see that thing the way you call freedom, freedom it have a lot of perception in it. So you might be perceiving that you're free, but when you really check it out, and you're really never free. It's like
That's
you're
true.
bound. Yeah, you're bound. It's like you have the responsibility of replying to all of these, juggling all of these different. Not saying that everybody that's single is juggling, but I feel like now me have more freedom in my life because me not have to worry about the relationship part. That the part they settle, set, sort out. Me not have to worry about it. Me not have to think, all right, me have to time that thing right, because can't make them two the buck up and me I walk out the road, me can't the old and them something because me not want
Too much
Mm.
thinking.
too much thinking. You understand me? I say no, it's like my brain free. You
Yeah,
understand?
that's
Because I
good.
know say me not have to worry about them thing there. Yeah. So
And not I want to say only that Jackson. You also have someone that, you know what I mean, if normally you'd have a, you know what I mean, you share things as relates to the house chores and thing. So you have a balanced thing to get things done.
that too.
You
That too,
know,
yeah, yeah.
but you mentioned burnt out. Let's talk a little bit more about, can a strong relationship reduce stress and prevent you being burnt out? A strong relationship.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, going back to what I'm saying, with the emotional support. Yeah, nighttime pillow talk. You have a little pillow talk and you say, oh, say babes today. Business ain't go on so good still, because we don't expect to make X amount and only this amount make. So right now, me have to think about how me I go step back the shop and how me I go pay the people them weekend and all them thing there. And sometimes she say, yo, remember say you did have that little contract there, so money if you come in for us, so link them and see if it ready. I say, oh, I remember about that. So a lot of times it's like, as me say, it's a second brain. I help you if you think about things and stuff like that, right? But
True.
outside of that, um, there's a lot of things that can emotionally drain you. You did see a strong relationship, which is critical, but if it's not a strong relationship, that could be the thing that is draining you, right? So there's two sides of the coin. So you have to make sure that you have to ensure that when you're choosing your partner, you're choosing the right one because don't look at just the glitz and the glamour and what's there right now. You have to think long term.
Point well taken.
Yeah.
Q, you stand alone in your opinion, but you're standing firm. Let me ask you this question though. Based on your experience, have you seen relationship slow people down financially, emotionally, or creatively?
All right. If it's about what I've seen both sides of the coins.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen both sides of the coins. I see people with the right person, people with the right, a male with the right female, and they're successful. And a female with the right male, and they're successful. A female with the wrong person, not successful. I see both sides of the coins. So I can't base it on what I've seen only because we see both sides of the coins.
All right. So what would you base it on? Based on your belief?
So here the thing is, stability, the relationship, that part would work out a little bit better. But when it come on to long hours, traveling, risky investment, the single person have the upper hand. Because if you're in certain industry and you have an opportunity and you have to go China tomorrow, right? And them wait for an answer from you right now. And you never get to discuss it with your wife, or she never get to discuss it with her husband. It can't hold you back. No, that's actually a fact.
Could be a promotion as well, but the promotion there.
Yeah. So they might ask you to answer that question right here and now. So it as what both Ardena and Jackson say. It depends on the partner. But if you're focused on stability, right? You're gonna say you have your home and you have your family, and you have a 5-year goal and a 10-year goal, on a 20-year goal, and on a plan anything a certain way. And this opportunity come now, it go distract from the family goal. The family goal we want to set. Versus as a single person, you don't have to worry about that. You just see the opportunity, you grab it and you go get it.
All right, so let's dive into some of the things.
Because remember,
on my perspective.
Let's go back to what you're saying now. You say which one is easier. So that is what I'm saying. Which one is easier?
I didn't say which one is easier. I asked you which one have you experienced, or what are your take on it?
Oh,
I didn't ask you what was easier. You made mention stating that you have seen both kinds, and I asked you, then if you don't base it on that, what would you base it on? And you mentioned the fact that taking risk and stability. No, the question that I'm thinking about, I don't know about for anybody else, but for me, if I get a business, say I'm doing a business plan and are making a move and somebody want me to answer on the phone right now, otherwise there's no deal, that's not a smart way to corner as a businessman to corner yourself in any deal. Anything that you're going into, you need to make sure that you do you do rights and do checks, and anybody is telling you to agree on something on the phone with proper contracts and review, I wouldn't tell you to go all the way to China for that. Now, if you're in a relationship, and we talk about strong relationship that I made mental, I'm speaking from my point of view. You guys speak from your point of view, I'm speaking from mine. If you're in a relationship, for me, I hate packing. So my wife would be the one packing my bags. You know what I mean? She will be the one dealing with the flight. She will be the one making sure the hotel. This is what a strong relationship
when
does.
they're at the airport and them ask us if you pack your bag, what you say?
Hmm?
When they're at the airport and them say, did you pack your
No,
bags?
that's a different thing. You're jumping from hopscotch all over the place. What I said to the airport is not necessarily what happened in my relationship. I know you're putting me at a flight risk now, say I'm telling like at the airport. Stick to the point that we are having here.
You say, oh, yeah.
No, in any case, I'm just giving my point of view because you guys give your point of view. And you've been battering me for my point of view. So allow me to speak.
Yeah.
All right, don't interrupt,
Sorry.
Okay, good. Now, in a relationship, making risk can also be a good thing. I think for me, people shy away from relationship and use excuses because a lot of times they're not team players. And a lot of these persons are not team players. They like to make their own decisions, so they're not able to communicate. And by communicating, you are able to have that conversation with the person that you're with and bring light to it. But a lot of times, I'm not saying that it's you, Q. I'm just speaking in a general basis. A lot of times persons will say this because they are definitely not a team player and they like to have their isolation, and that's fine. If someone like to have your space, that's my point of view. You can have your space. But a relationship, for me, when you're with someone that is a strong person, they will help you plan that trip. They'll help you review that contract. They'll make sure a lot of times that we men jump and take risk. Women will review and realize some errors that we don't realize. What do you say about that, Jackson?
Well, I'm not flip-flopping no, but you are going to know. You see, sometimes when you come on to single life, because, and I'm not advocating for single life, but sometimes you have to learn how to...
I hope not.
Calm down. Yeah, so sometimes you have to learn to live with yourself first. You understand? Because, if you can't live with yourself, how you expect somebody else to live with you? When you're alone, it allows you to kind of build your potential, to reach your full potential before you actually go into a relationship. Because as we have said, if you choose the wrong one, it can style for you, right? So sometimes, and Q did make a good point, because you do have situations, especially when you're like you're a consultant or stuff like that, where you need to fly, go all over the place, right? And it can be a last minute decision where you need to fly, go to another state to meet in
I have a
person
good
with a
friend. I
client.
have a good friend, and he travels all over the place.
Yeah.
And his job take him all over the place. And there are many times as his wife that makes sure that she pack his bag. No, but we want to get some perspective from what you mentioned. To talk about staying as yourself long, because you say you're not flip-flopping, but that's exactly what you're doing. And that's why I asked you what is your stance before we move forward, because I know you're a flip-flopper. No, when it comes to the question, when you said it's good to stay alone and be like, how long do you stay alone, and at what age do you assess yourself and say, I've been alone long enough?
I don't think anybody should get into a serious relationship until them reach 30.
30 is the age for you.
A serious relationship.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
man.
Arden, what is your
Because
take on that?
That's crazy.
no, cause here we go on. See? You know, when
She
you
was
want to
thinking of somebody on a
man,
side secret in a queue. Go ahead,
man, not have
Arden.
no. Hold on,
Make
man. We
Arden
are
talk,
talk.
man. You've
We
been
are talk.
talking enough. Like Arden
Man, not
talk.
have no
What you saying,
sense till them
Arden?
reach 30.
I
Go on
am
now.
not 30. So you're saying that I'm not supposed to be in a serious relationship. So what am I
Sorry,
supposed to be doing?
meals. Man, have no sense
You're
before them
changing
reach
the
30.
mode now, Mr. Flip Flopper.
No, me I say meal. Cause me can't speak for woman. Me are not woman. So a man me I talk for.
So you're saying,
Um,
you're saying to the
so
man,
the
there's a
thing
female
is,
here. Hold on, Arden. There's a female here, and you're telling the men, don't get involved with her in a relationship
A
with a female.
serious relationship.
So,
Alright,
so
what you
you're
say
saying
about it?
I'm supposed to date older men then? Don't date men that are less than 30, eh?
Man will less than 13 have no sense. They don't know what they want.
I think
What
you
I'm
talk
saying?
madness. I think you talk madness, Jackson.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Because age is just a number,
No.
right?
You talk madness too.
Age is just a number. And
It's not just
I
a
love it. I
number.
love it.
age is
The
just a
years, the
number.
years bring
But
experience.
hold on. Let
And I feel
Arlena
like,
finish because she wasn't talking for the entire time. Let her finish.
sorry.
Go
Yeah.
ahead, Arlena.
My apologies.
That's crazy. For me personally, I don't like men younger than 30. That's just my preference, right?
Why?
I'm not sexually attracted to you. Should
Why?
I say that?
Why?
You
Because
good,
they
you're
don't know what
talking,
they
you're
do. They
talking.
don't know what
I
they
don't
do,
see her.
right?
It's
I don't
just
see
not
her.
my type.
Because they don't know what they do, right?
No, it's not that I have met men younger than me that are very mature.
Yeah.
It's just the physical aspect of it. I don't find younger men sexually attractive. That's just my preference. But
Alright.
you saying that people don't flip-flop. People less younger than 30 should not be in a serious relationship. That's madness because I've been ready for a serious relationship since I was 24 years old. And I know young men in my age group that have been married at 24 and they do have relationships lasting up to 40 years old and older. So,
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
I'm not saying that they shouldn't be in a relationship, but
I
don't get
feel
married
like
until
this.
after 30.
I feel like that conversation on our next podcast.
When you're serious.
All right, so you get your point across. She doesn't agree. You know what I mean? Jackson
She
sound
don't
like he's
agree.
going.
She doesn't agree in theory, but in her own circle, she's practicing the same thing that I'm saying. But anyway, continue.
No.
She's not attracted to man under 30, but she not agree with me. Say
I am
man under
attracted.
30
How
not
you
have no
know
sense.
that? How you
You
know
just say
that?
it.
Are
You
you
just say
just say it? Are you just say it?
But Arlena, what Arlena said is she didn't look on the age aspect of it. It's just what she likes. That's her thing. But she don't believe in what you're saying because she know persons who is 25 and have a long lasting relationship after marrying at 25. So that
I
then
think that's
she's
the
definitely
anomaly.
saying that your point is not of value.
I
No,
think that's the
she
anomaly.
did confirm.
That's
She
an
did confirm. She did confirm
Yeah?
what
anomaly.
She did confirm what Jackson says still,
No, I don't
No,
think
I
so.
didn't.
No.
I didn't.
Why age 30?
What do you
And
mean by
over.
age 30?
Me ask her that she says she's just not attracted to
I'm
men
just
under
not
30.
attracted to
So
men at that
yeah.
age.
So
Yeah.
me
Some
just
man,
tell you why you're not attracted to them. Because they
anybody
don't have
who
no
watch this
sense.
and they have an intention to talk to somebody like Ardena, the age of 30.
She like what she like, what she not like, what she not like. We don't have a
No,
force.
no sliding at the DM unless the age is 30 and above.
All right,
No
so
kids meal.
let's go to Q. I think Q is getting some persons to jump on it on his side. Q, just stand firm in this topic, and I'm seeing fence shaking and wobbling. But Q, let's go a little more deeper into it. Do you believe relationship often comes together after success? Like some of these persons that are being successful, do you believe that is after they're being successful, they go ahead and find their person or commit to a relationship?
All right, so me personally don't think you don't need a relationship to be successful in anything that you're doing. You have to believe in yourself and know what you want.
All right, here's the question
So,
I asked. If you believe that
never
it's
answer
after.
your question, but may I tell
Okay,
you?
okay.
So I'm saying I don't think you need somebody to be successful in what you're doing. So whenever you meet the person in your life, right, whether before you be successful or after you be successful, it shouldn't really matter because you have your own ambition. Now, what if you and that person in a relationship and have total different goals? Them not understand nothing what you are do, and you not understand nothing what them are do. but you don't care about each other. You're gonna do whatever you can to make she happy, and she gonna do whatever she can to make you happy. Right? So what me really I say, that part then really matter. Because you are aim for what you want and she are aim for what she want. I think that's what Jackson said. You need to find yourself before you can commit to anything.
All right, so you're sounding a bit of flip-flopping to me now. And this is why I'm saying flip-flopping.
Yeah,
You're saying that it doesn't matter.
I heard that idea that.
Yes, that's I made it from you, the flip-flopper. No, if you're saying, Q, that it doesn't matter, if you find somebody regardless, it doesn't matter, then being single doesn't matter towards success then.
Good point. Good point.
I tell you what, the key word today is flip-flopper. let's go.
Hold on.
Let's go a little deeper into it.
You see what you said? That way you said, it makes sense.
I know it makes sense.
To how you put it.
This is common sense, make it make sense.
No, to how you put it, if I saw you gonna look on it, yes, it makes sense.
I'm just replying to what you say. It's not how I put it.
So the reason why I say that, right? I never say, you know, if you have a relationship, you know. What me I go at is if having a relationship make you be more successful or make you be successful faster, right? Me never say if you have a relationship, you can't be successful.
Well, but that's not the question I asked. I don't ask if it's faster or slow.
Ask me the question again, because me the flip-flop for real. Me not go around you.
Hold on. We're not going back to that question. You don't
no,
want to hear.
I go man up to that and say, yeah, me flip-flop on the question. Ask me again, because come
I have one question for Arden. I know.
No, man, hold on. Me ask me about the question again, because instead me flip-flop on the truth.
All right, so what I was saying to you, Q, and it's up to the best of us. No, so I'm not judging you. What I was saying is, do you believe, right, that it's best, let me say it in the next way, to take on a relationship after you create your success, where you won't have that responsibility of risk and burden. So after you have that success, it's best to take on a relationship. That's what I'm asking you.
Good question.
I would say yes, but that either way you take it, it's a risk. Either way you take it is a risk. Because here the thing is, you talking to somebody, right? And they must stop you from going at your goal. When you have the person, you don't know if them just being with you because of what you achieve.
You're smart, you're thinking now. Lucky you point that out because I was going to bring it out. But carry on, I'm listening.
So, if you watch the podcast and you take that road there, and you and that person never work together to achieve certain things, right? This is why you have lawyers.
Let's see, right?
I'm prenup.
Well, I'm not a financial advisor and I'm not a lawyer. A lawyer and financial advisor would guide you through those steps. So anything we say is just my opinion. So if you work hard to achieve something, you have to work twice as hard to protect it.
Okay, point taken. So in any case, you're saying that's a very dangerous one. And in either side, you can have ripple effects. But if you're having any type of pullbacks, it's best to, if your pullbacks about the financial gain and support, just to do the right thing. And that's a very hard topic for persons in relationship to have, but it's very essential. It's very essential. It's not that you're planning to break up, but it's, as I said, it's best to do certain things that is necessary. But before I go any further, because this is not just me, we all are talking and reasoning. Jackson, you said you had a question to ask.
Oh, so it's tied to what Q is saying still, but as it relates to the princess thing there, I did say earlier.
Now what they have body Jackson, thank you, man. Let it out.
I mean, believe in a 50-50 still, but here I go, I don't know. There's a passenger princess. But you are going to know. So here's what I'm thinking, right? So, and not saying that this is the case, but let's say you get in a relationship and um whether you're earning the same or not, you are financing 80% of the bills then, right? As the man. But now I say man have to take care of them woman, obviously, right? But you pay 80% of the bills them. And then while you're paying the 80% of the bills them, you try to start a business at the same time.
No,
Right?
no, 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 no. You stick to your relationship. You where try, yeah, flip flop. No.
No, how am I flip flopping? No, I'm not flip flop. What are you talking about? Anyway, so all I'm saying is it makes it more
No, right. They say you
difficult.
flip flop.
What's the question, Jackson?
The question is basically, right? If that person is financing 80% of the bills while they're trying to build a business, right? Not saying that you're not trying to build a business as well. Maybe you are, maybe you're not. But if they're financing 80% of the bills and that is taken away from their capital that they would use to invest into them business and thing, don't you think that's unfair to them? Because basically you kind of slow them down.
My grandmother would have said, "Don't take up where you can't manage." Me say, "Nothing heavy."
Yeah. Let's say if I can't manage it, I'm with you.
Pick a struggle. That's it.
Pick a struggle.
Let
Yeah,
Arden
yeah.
answer the question. All right, go into it. Arden.
Pick the princess that you can afford. That's just it. Yes,
Yeah.
pick the princess you can afford. No, for me, if my partner is going to be in a is he my boyfriend? Is he my husband? What type of partner is he?
Yeah,
No,
relationship.
but
Very
that really
committed. Very
at
committed one.
that point it has
Because
to be
it's
boyfriend.
different.
It has to be
It's
boyfriend. Yeah.
different.
It is different.
It is different. If it's a boyfriend girlfriend situation, then 50-50 my hell. No. Right? But for my husband, if he even has a business plan and he doesn't have the capital, I'll fund it if I have the money. Right? That's just how I see it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
if we're in a relationship and it's not a committed relationship, I'm not going 50-50 with no man. I'm not doing it. Like my that was me last year. I'm not an idiot this year. It's 2026. Wise up.
Wait, we
Alright,
can
so-
answer Dana question.
Sure, go ahead.
Me like that still.
Go ahead.
I kind of agree with that. If your
Alright,
husband,
But you
We
agree with
can-
everybody, man. Make
them
you
man are
talk, man. You
slick, you
agree
know.
with everybody. I don't know why
no,
you
me
stick
just I
to.
say the man them slick, so you can't the girl them can't scooping her as they what I say. You see what I say?
Alright,
See how
Dana.
me-
That's your pick.
You?
Hey, go ahead, Q.
Rent or mortgage you pay.
Mm.
And your husband or whoever him be. Specialty. Rent and him say him have a business opportunity. And him want to use the mortgage money or the rent money and the light bill money to go invest in the business. We are going to tell him, say, I don't have no more money.
Ask the question again. My partner is going to invest all of the money that we have
Mhm.
into doing what? Paying the
No.
mortgage?
No, the money, whether it's the rent or the mortgage, with the
Yeah.
light bill and the water bill, the whole of the bill living at the house.
Mm-hmm.
And in terms of a business opportunity. But he might have to do it for 2 months. I don't have no more money. Yeah, make him do it?
Am I broke?
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm broke and he's broke. So now we're going to be homeless with no light, living under a tree and suffering? Hell not.
That's why single, when
Hold
you're single,
no. And this is why a good partner comes into play, because you are an idiot if you're going to spend your mortgage or your rent money, live on that tree with no electricity, eating bush like goat. That's craziness. That's why you need a partner like me that's going to tell you, babes, that's madness. You're being an
Yeah.
idiot. The money that you have, we're going to use it and we're going to pay the bills. However, what we can do is we can either take out a loan so that we can put it as capital towards your business, or we're going to start saving from now, or we're going to cut back on the KFC and eat some tin mackerel. Now, you as a single man know the risk
You're
that
not gonna
you're
think
going
about
to
that.
take is going to end bad because you don't have anybody to give you
So
any
what advice?
advice. And that is why you need a woman.
Accountability. See it
All
there?
right.
Yo.
So ask me
Okay.
why I say that. So earlier, right? I talk about a relationship and I talk about stability and relationship, and being single can take high risk, right? High risk sometimes give you a high reward, and high risk means you can lose badly, right? I then give you a perfect example of what I'm saying. Now, you have to think about the both of you. You can't think about yourself, right? So, I hear what you said earlier too. She not believing at the 50-50. So, she used herself, but also at the end, she said, she's a, what you call it? What kind of princess is it, Ardena?
Just a princess. I'm a
Yes.
princess.
All right, just a princess, all right? If you're not make a certain amount of money, you can't take care of a princess a certain way. So at some point in time, as man, you have to make yourself. Because you see, if you reach a certain age, right, and you not achieve the goal then where you need to achieve, the same woman where you decide say you go work with, sometime turn around and call you what this.
If you
And
take the risk there.
and if you not take the risk, then what you supposed to take as a man,
Yeah.
right? And hold yourself accountable for yourself, right? So when you know say you have to go take the high risk, then you have sometimes have to take the lonely road, because you hear what Ardena say as a woman, you're an idiot.
Could I make an opinion?
No, hold on. Let
You
me,
make your,
I want
you
Aloy to
make your
speak.
opinion.
No,
I'm
it's
gonna allow
very
to speak.
important about what you said. You said something
No.
that was incorrect.
Okay, go
All right.
ahead, Ardena.
Right?
I want to bring clarity. Go ahead.
I'm a princess, yes, but when you came up with your crazy scenario, I asked you if I was broke. You said yes. If you're broke and I am broke, I'm now not a princess, I'm a pauper. And I'm not going to live on that tree with no electricity and no food queue. So that's craziness.
All
If
right, so
I was not broke,
let me
then
step in. Let me step
I
in.
would have
Just a
funded.
moment.
So we can
Calm
finish
down.
now. I can
Take a
finish
deep
now.
breath.
I'm not
Let me finish.
done.
Let me say what I want to say. Let me say what I want to say.
Go
So,
ahead.
this is what I have seen on both parts. I'm seeing where Arden is saying, hey, there's a better way to do this. I am intelligent. I know how to get grants and loans, and I know how we can make this money instead of you take all your saving, and chances are you get robbed or scam or got caught. Remember, you said the risk are high, but it can be very low as well. So she coming up with a next plan to coming up with the money shows that she not really left her man out there. She had to try to make things work. That's a key point. And gentlemen, that's the key in being in a relationship. You listen when a woman talk. You don't try to cower her down or talk over her. You understand what she's saying, and that's why I said being in a relationship has to do with emotional intelligence. A lot of men speak to women and listen to counteract them and not listen to understand what she's saying. She did not say that she's going to be the princess that can afford her. She's saying that she's using her intelligence to assist you in the big risk.
So first of all, stick up in. Ardena interrupt me, but as a gentleman as I am, make it finish, right? And when I go on and on, I never finish never finish what I say.
You actually stopped.
No,
and you tell her to go ahead. If you watch a recording, you stopped.
princess.
You stopped and tell her to go ahead, and she was answering you. You said to her, "Go ahead." That's what happened. I didn't interrupt her, or she didn't interrupt you. You finish your point, and then she answer you. Isn't that what happened?
Can I go ahead now, sir?
Sure. Let's bring clarity to the audience.
So as I was saying before, right? As a man, you have a certain role and you have certain responsibility. You can't shy away from it, you can't shun away from it. Right? So all the risks them where you need to take them. Because when you go in a relationship, it's not about you, it's about you and your partner. Right? It is not fair for you to take a certain amount of risk with your partner and put your life in jeopardy. When you're by yourself, you can do that, right? Now, I believe you should make yourself a man before you take on certain responsibility. Because if you take on a relationship too early as a man, right? That same woman, when you reach 50, can call you what this. The woman now go look and say, yo, some woman now go look and say, you know, would I try life together? And would I try this together? And would I try do that together? So if you're watching this podcast and you're a young man out there, try to make yourself, your parents used to say, find a place to put you before you find a place to put you.
But in your case, go ahead. I don't want to interrupt. This is very interesting.
Find a place to put your head before you find a place to put your fellow. Right? Now, what may I say is this. Make yourself first. Provide for yourself first. Try to get yourself stable first. Because you're not going to be able to make certain risk.
I just want to make sure I finish before I start.
You can't be a premature man. A man is a man, and you have accountability and responsibilities. Right? Where you can't shun me from, you can't share it from a year thing that way you have to deal with. And if you can't deal with it, that means you're not ready for certain things. Ardena, am I right or am I wrong?
Who, me?
Can I remember I was talking and I allowed you to talk.
Yeah, but so I asked Ardena something because, you know, she would have a thing I go on. Am I right or am I wrong?
The life expectancy for a man is 70 years. Just saying, that's average. If a man is going to wait until he's successful to find a woman, what if he's not successful when he's 70 years old? You're telling me that he's going to be single for the rest of his life until he finds success?
It's stable.
What did you say?
Let me get on that. Let me get on that. So people make mention just now, right? On point that they say you must find a place to put your head before you put it, whatever. So that would mean that you should go back to the biblical days, leave people, that girl child alone. You don't need to get involved in certain things and focus on yourself. Zin? No, that's the case, you know. You can't be single, going out there, messing around, and at the same time, your intention is that you have to reach your goal before you commit.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It makes no sense.
Exactly.
So if you're having that mindset, then you need to leave people helping you alone.
Exactly.
Now, if we should look on, you know, a lot of countries when it comes to presidency and men in leadership, a lot of them have their wife and their children. And they will tell a story like the great Obama and you name it, that a lot of times it was hard and it's difficult. And it's a woman that is there. And these are leaders of countries. And there was a woman there that assists. She always makes my lunch. She always did this while I go out and do speech. You know, a lot of people tell her not to believe in me, but she had faith in me. It doesn't always end at them saying that you're worthless. It also have happy ending as well. So with that said, I'm going to jump over to Jackson. Jackson, here, you've been quiet. There's been a lot of conversation. You've been quiet. From we are about to wrap up soon, and I'm going to give everybody a chance to say the final words. What you have to say about this?
I mean, I feel like great points were made on both ends, right?
Mhm.
Great points were made on both ends. You know, definitely it can be easier to make certain risk when you're younger, as I mentioned earlier, as I say. But at the same time, sometimes the risk that you're making is you're making the wrong decision, and you really need to consult with somebody else. And the second opinion, it could,
Financial advisor.
persuade you away from your dream, right? But it could also pursue you towards your dream. So you really don't know which direction it will go, right? It's a risk. Either way you do it is a risk. If you consult somebody, it can be a risk. If you don't, it's a risk, right? So ultimately, it all boils down to the person, and that person has to make the decision that's best for themselves. So whether it is, being in a relationship or it is being single, ultimately you're responsible for whatever decision you make, and you're responsible for your life. So you can't go um blame your failures on the woman and say, oh, because you never made me invest in this, so that's why I turn out this. And at the same time, if you are successful, you want to give her some praise, but at the same time, a lot of it has to do with you and the decisions that you made. Because even even if you're in a relationship, you know this. Your wife can't talk till she blue, or your girlfriend can't talk till she blue. Doesn't mean that you're gonna do it, right? Enough things she tell us if you do. That's why you look at your body pants so you're wear. Zine? And you still are weird to see your way. Yeah, that's what I say. So, a lot of decisions, even though you're counseled by your significant other on it as to what the best way forward is, you might not take that. You might not take it, but at least you have a different perspective, right? So at least you hear about another way that it could work. So it's you are gonna have to be the one to make the ultimate decision and say, all right, here me I gonna do. And my money, I be careful me I say them something because married man I thought them way. But when you're single, you can say, my money, and this me I gonna do with it, me I gonna invest it. Then, or you can say, well, me value your opinion, but at the same time, still I go invest it same way, right? Things will work out. Let it all work out,
All
right?
right,
And
so
sometimes it
Jackson,
works out, and sometimes
before
it
we move
fails.
forward, I want to make sure that you're at the same point. You believe that being in a relationship helps garner you towards success. You still believe that?
Absolutely. The main point that I make, and this is what I want people to leave here with,
Mhm.
is when you're in a relationship, you get another opinion. Again, you don't have to take the opinion, you don't have to go with the opinion, but you get another opinion, which is a different perspective than yours, right? So now you have two perspectives, and you have to make a decision. Which one of them decision I'm gonna go with? And again,
Okay.
sometimes the other person encourage you, right? It's not all the time you're gonna be indifferent. Sometimes she say, yo, here I go and invest in a business. Me and you gonna live under a tree and eat some grass
So Q did bring
for the
out our
next few
business
days.
out there. You're married, right? Yeah, Q did ask you that. I'm just reiterating. You're married, right?
Yeah, man, definitely. How much you gonna ask
Um,
me this funny podcast, my youth?
I'm just based on the topic, it's necessary. So, do you believe that being married helps you to mentally focus and get some things done? Well, you did say that, right?
Yeah, man, definitely.
Exactly. So let's move over to Arden, and then we have Q to say the final word. 'Cause I know he wants to say the final word. It's three against one, so we want him to let him final word. Arden, what is your final take on this? No, we are closing. We want to know if you end up agreeing with Q like all Jackson flip and flap. Are you're still holding on to your point, or Q has make you see the light?
No, I'm still holding on to my point. If anything, Q has strengthened my opinion, to be
Mhm.
honest. Yeah.
And why?
Because I have seen the reason from two sides, from a
Okay.
married man and from a man that believes that um to be successful, it pushes you
It's a lonely road.
faster than
Mm.
if you're in a relationship. So I've seen both sides.
All right. All right. Q, I must admit, with such a point, you stand firm in your point, and you bring out some very good pointers for everybody to actually think about. What's your final take on this? What do you want the audience to take away from it?
No, what I'm actually saying, first, let me put it out there. I'm not against relationship or getting married. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you don't have to be in a relationship to be successful. So being in a relationship or being in a relationship or being married to someone, it can make you more stable, right? It'll come like investment. Jackson, you know about SP500 and high risk. So being married sometimes can be like SP500. And then you have other investment that is high risk, high rewards.
Bitcoin.
Right? Well, I never take that route there, but yeah, some people make a lot of money off of Bitcoins. Some people lose a lot of money off Bitcoins. So it's all about the right timing. So what I'm saying in general is this. Man, as Ardena said, she like when you have reached 30. And there's a reason for that. When females say them like man to be a certain age, their mind get clear and them get certain things out of the way. Right? I'm not speaking for Ardena. I can't speak for Ardena. Right? But at 30, sometimes you figure it out. You crack the code. So before you rush and say you're not going to do certain things, make sure say you to take care of yourself. Make sure you put yourself first. If you can't put yourself first at some point in time, before you go in a relationship, you're never going to put yourself first. So make sure you put yourself first. Like a tree, make sure you the root them solid. You get certain things together. You're not, as what Ardena say, you're not going to get everything. But make sure you get some things out of the way. Nobody going to live with regret. Say, yo, I should have this or I should have that. Shoot for the star. Shoot for the moon. If you miss, you're going to be mingling with the stars. Nobody wait until you're in a relationship, you tell the woman, say, so this is me the one do. And then when you realize the mortgage money or the rent money, the woman now make you do it. Naga, do it with your money. If anything can happen, you can bounce this or bounce this up. But the woman will left you. That's all necessary.
All right, great. So, I'll say I'll speak. When I said it's been a very interesting conversation. I've seen both sides of the fence, but one of the main point that I see here Q bring out, and a lot of points that we talk about is focus, risk, stability, you name it. And if being a man is taking a risk, take a risk with love. Take a risk with love. Don't be afraid to take a risk if you're a risk taker. If you find that partner, that person that completes you and you feel like you can move forward, do whatever it means. Because again, life is a risk. Today you're here, tomorrow you're gone. Today these riches are here, tomorrow it's gone. Make sure you have love in your life. Common sense, make it make sense. Take care.
Wagwan, this is Elaine representing for 4BD. It's all about the best in men's fashion. Ladies, come here and get your men some amazing clothes. Men, come fix up yourself and nice up for your life and your wife. Things. Look here, this nice scene. Ooh, yes, honey. There's something man so weird. 4BD. This is where you have to be. No glow.